Now welcome to another edition of News from Naboo with Thor's Lightning Takes. And let's get right to the news.
All right, we've got conflicting stories coming out about the Rey New Jedi Order movie. I've been hearing from a lot of different outlets, including like Screen Rant and stuff, that the New Jedi Order movie is on hold, that it's being delayed, and we don't know when it's coming. I kind of saw this coming, you could say. I mean, how many times did it change writers? So,
It was announced 2 years ago at Celebration, over 2 years ago now, technically. So clearly it's been delayed. If you announce a movie and 2 years later, you're still not really in production, right?
absolutely.
Not even like a pre-production. You're not even,
Still writing.
yeah, you don't even have a
Yeah.
script. When that got announced 2 years ago and they brought Daisy Ridley on stage, I was pretty confident it was going to happen. I was like, you know what? I don't think you bring her back and put her on stage and make
Yeah.
this huge announcement and if you really don't have some concrete plans to make this thing happen.
I honestly did think it would happen, but I didn't understand their choice of director.
Well, the Charmin
Because
Chinoy.
this isn't her genre. It's not her thing.
No, she's done like documentaries, and that's fine and all. But you would think you would want someone who had experience doing a big budget kind of action movie like this. But my point was simply like I am very skeptical now. I think I was wrong. I don't think this movie ever happens.
Reddit agrees with you. They think the Rey movie is cursed.
Yeah, well, I
and
don't know
it's
if
just
cursed.
never going to happen. They're going to keep talking about it, but it's not moving.
Yeah, and with Kennedy supposedly leaving by the end of the year, I think that's the death
yes.
nail.
Allegedly.
I mean, it's not allegedly, but even she herself has said she's on her way out. So I think that's the death nail. I think whoever comes in next is not going to touch this thing with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah. I mean, Mando and Grogu comes out next year. Starfighter is supposed to come out 2027. It's supposed to start filming in September. So what are the next steps? Are they just trying to take their time to get Rey right?
Well, I did read I think it was the Screen Rant article that tried to pitch this as a good thing, and they were talking about how excited everybody was at Celebration when the Rey movie was announced, and maybe that's true, but if you go to Celebration, you're going to cheer for anything. But, I mean, you do. I mean,
It's not wrong.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think this is a good thing. I Screen Rant trying to spin it as a positive, I'm not so sure. It's like, well, now they're taking their time. They've took their time for 2 years. Like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about?
But I have more information. Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, the plot thickens.
So Jeff Snyder, who is kind of an industry insider, he gives a lot of accurate leaked information. He denies that the new Jedi Order film is on hold. He says Lucasfilm is waiting for the next nullify draft, and he says that Rey is actually going to be in, or if not leading, multiple movies.
Well, there's the rumor that she's going to be in the Kinberg trilogy too, right?
And there's also the rumor that she's going to be in Starfighter.
Oh God.
No. Hear me out. Listen, this is the kind of
I?
this is the stuff I find on Reddit that I find very interesting. They're saying that while the Star Wars movie for Rey specifically might be on hold, it's not really on hold, it's waiting because it needs to. They're saying that Starfighter and Dawn of the Jedi are going to move forward first, but the interesting thing is that there's this running theory out there that because Starfighter's plot allegedly involves Ryan Gosling getting his force-sensitive nephew to safety, could Rey turn up at the end and take him in his safety, and then possibly in the new Jedi Order film, the nephew reappears as a main character, one of her students.
We joked about how similar the plot was to The Mandalorian, and that Luke would show up at the end and take away.
Yeah.
Well, not Luke in this case, but how Luke takes Grogu away, and that we would have Rey show up at the end of Starfighter to take the force-sensitive nephew away.
But that could give you kind of, even if he's not the main character of the Rey movie as one of her students, we could kind of see, she's helping young Force people within the galaxy, so we could kind of get an idea of what she's up to, that she's building a school, that she's collecting students.
Yeah, everything Luke was
supposed
to do. Yeah.
But this could be set up. They could just be putting this movie on quote-unquote hold because it needs to come out later at this point because they're trying to build off of plots from other
Wasn't
canon?
this supposed to be a standalone story that might
Originally.
have some sequel characters in it?
Maybe they've decided we're going to see how
Interconnect
Starfighter does. We're going to see how things are running to kind of feel out the waters more for the Rey movie because that one I feel like holds the highest pinnacle of will Star Wars be successful or not, because the Rey movie, she is, can we fix the sequels? That's what that movie represents.
You can't, though. For a lot of people, you
Right.
can't.
Right, but
I'm not trying to be pessimistic. I'm saying as somebody who's been doing this a while and read a lot of comments, and sure, it's anecdotal, but I've read a lot of comments from people who are like, I will not watch anything with Rey in it or anything that tries to fix the sequels. I'm not saying they're right. I'm not saying they're wrong.
No,
I'm just saying those people are out there.
But it's interesting to think about, though, because if they do some sort of a build-up to kind of Thanos her in, as in she's going to show up in the post-credits here, there, so you kind of get an idea of what she's doing, and then you're like, here she is, she's built the school, we're moving forward. Could that be kind of a bridge to get you interested enough to watch a Rey movie?
Maybe for some people. I think people who are already open to Rey, the character, and going post-sequel trilogy, but I'm telling you, like, if you're not into that, if you didn't like the sequels, if you hate the sequels, I'm sure you're just cringing right now and going, oh, God. Again, I'm not trying to be pessimistic or say I don't think it could be good. I'm not saying I'm not going to give it a chance. I'm simply saying there are a lot of people who will not.
I agree that there are people who won't, and that's perfectly within your rights.
Yeah.
If you don't like something, you don't have to support it with your dollars.
Yeah.
In fact, that speaks.
I'm just not so sure Rey shows up in the Starfighter movie. I get that it would make sense if it's a Force-sensitive nephew and that she shows up in kind of Luke's Grogu thing there.
Right, that she shows up and she's like, I can help you. I can train you.
Yeah, which is just
I've got a school
the same thing.
For the gifted. She's Professor
I was
X
just going to say, now we're sounding like X-Men, but...
I have a school for gifted.
Yes, for gifted...
mutants. So take the rumors out there with a grain of salt, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Is it put on hold? Is it not put on hold? Is it on hold for a reason? Is it just being delayed?
Is it never going to come out?
Will it arrive exactly when it means to?
Yeah, that's what they'll tell you. Like, this has been the plan the whole time for it to come out.
Has the plan for it just been evolving this entire time to go, well, the Rey movie wasn't the first way we want to relaunch us coming back to movies?
Which I agree with. That would have been a terrible idea.
I think Mando is a much safer choice.
It's a safer bet, yeah.
It can be an easy standalone adventure movie, family fun maybe. We'll see. It's got cute Grogu and it's got badass Mando.
Yeah, I mean, we're a year away from that now.
Look, it's Mando.
I'm very curious to see how that movie does. That movie is going to tell us a lot about the future of Star Wars. If it is a failure, buckle up.
I'm wondering when and where we're going to be given the trailer. Are they waiting for Comic-Con? For the wide release of the actual trailer? Because we know that there have been at least 2 iterations of it shown at celebrations and other, events in the past. So I'm curious when we're going to get it, when we get to talk about it as everyone gets to see, let's dissect the heck out of this thing, because I'm ready for that.
I think Comic-Con could be a place to show a teaser, because...
Or they wait for their D23?
D23, yeah, that's in August, I think, so... That probably makes more sense, but then they tend not to show the things from D23 to the public.
Or they wait till they have a big movie release towards Christmas time, or...
I don't know, like, I think you get it... I think you put a teaser out there early and let people know, because there's a lot of people, the average person doesn't know this is a thing.
What if they put it in front of Fantastic Four?
Possible as well.
Very, very possible.
I mean, it's early,
because I think that one's going to be popular.
Yeah, it's way early, but at the same time,
But people have already seen a version of it.
Well, some people, very few people actually. I mean, other than the people
who
found
it online. We saw some pirate version.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, it's Star Wars. There's no reason not to
start the hype
throw
train.
it out there early,
let
people know it's coming, get excited for it. Maybe go check out The Mandalorian, the first 3 seasons.
See, you might need to give people time to watch the show if they haven't seen it yet.
Even though it's not supposed to be really connected to the show per se.
But people are interested nonetheless, I'm sure.
Yeah, if you tell people this movie is coming out and they've probably heard of Grogu elsewhere or Baby Yoda, they may say, you know what, let's check out Disney Plus, let's check this show out. And let's go to that movie in a year. All right, well, that's going to be all we got for you this time. It's your turn. Take to the comments below. Tell us what you think about any and all of today's news, and let's talk some Star Wars. And so, until next time, thanks for watching.